To chit or to not to chit? To grow in buckets or to grow in the ground? Well, these are questions you probably ask yourself daily at this time of the year, and I get asked daily as a gardener. So come with me today and I'll tell you everything about potatoes and how you need to know how to grow them, when to plant them, and everything like that. So come with me today and I will tell you everything. So, chitting potatoes. What is chitting potatoes? Do I need to chit potatoes? No, you do not need to chit potatoes. If you think about it, the farmers, do they chit the potatoes? Do they have the time? Do they have the money? Do they have the effort? Do they have the work hours, effort to chit potatoes? No, they do not. They don't have the time to chit them. They don't have the time to lay them all out. They just put them in the ground of how they come. And you will go into a supermarket and you think, oh, that's a lovely big jack of potato I'm going to use. And the farmers have done that without chitting them. So you do not have to chit potatoes. But chitting potatoes could, and it should, make your potatoes, you can get an earlier harvest. Now, if you look at this variety here, it's called acoustic. You can see it's got little eyeballs on the top, okay? And now they are known as the chits and the eyes. And to chit a potato, what you're going to need your potatoes, you're going to need an egg box or just something you can place them in. And what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to rub off. See, there's lots of these different eyes here. I'm going to rub them off. You can use a coin, you can just use your fingernail. You're just going to get rid of them. So there's just 1 or 2 or 3 big ones at the top. You're then going to want to get an egg box or something. I've been collecting them for the past couple of weeks. And you're going to want to place them upright like that. Doesn't he look happy? You're going to want this to do all your potatoes. Usually, there's a root end and a chit end. This is the chit end. This is the end where the plant's going to grow from. And this is the end where it came from the rest of the plant. Now, main crop potatoes. These acoustic varieties, these are not a main crop potatoes. These are a second early potato, which means these can be planted in the late end of March or the middle of March. Just going to label it, make sure the label. Acoustic, second early. Now I'm just going to grab these. And I can just place them in a frost-free, so I full well know this greenhouse is frost-free. How do I know that? I've got bubble wrap, and I've also got a whole greenhouse. So I know that's going to make certainly sure it is frost-free. And if I know I've got a few chilly nights on the way, I can just put a thin layer of bubble wrap over the top. Currently it's about 20 degrees in here. To chit potatoes, you want it to be no lower than 5 degrees and no lower. The perfect temperature to chit a potato is about 10 degrees. So a little warm in here, but I've got the door open, so it should cool it down a little bit. Now back to your varieties. So you've got first early, second earlies and late. They are the different crops basically. So think of a first early. That's your Charlotte varieties. And your Charlotte, that's a early sowing potato, and they could be sown about early March. It's the 6th of March today. I don't know why I looked at my watch, I ain't got a watch on. It's the 6th of March today. So I could perfectly sow these, but I want to just give these a few more chits as they're a second early, and then I'm going to do my pink fir apple. Now pink fir apple is a crop that I've been wanting to do for ages. It's just been one of them things on my allotment bucket list that I've just been wanting to do, is to grow pink fir apple potatoes. I just think they're so nice. If they just look a little bit of a sausage. Like if you look at that, you think, oh, that's a nice sausage. Nice and edible. See, they don't even stand up. There we go. I'm going to put these, look, that one looks like it's got an extra potato, so I'm just going to get rid of that. So it's just like that. Because that will put out extra energy it does not need. Cool, these are really weird, aren't they? Now, I wanted to do these because these are a salad one. And main crop. There we go. And I'm going to put them again in a frost-free environment. I'll big onto my big varieties now, my Maris Pipers. What a classic. There will not be a year where you'll not catch me growing these. These are my favourite potatoes to grow. And I don't know why. They're just Maris Piper. I love the name. They give such a lovely flavour in there. They're so nice as a roast potato. They're just such lovely things, and they're just so nice and tasty. It's just something you can't get enough of. So I always get 2 bags of these because I just love them. Now, going on to what I'm going to grow my potatoes in this year. Last year and all the years before, I grew these in the ground, just the bog standard ground. But this year I was going a bit further than the ground. I was thinking buckets. Then I looked at the price of them and I was like, no thanks. Let's try get some second-hand ones. Well, I searched eBay, I searched everywhere I could, and no one had any second-hand buckets. So I thought, let's bite the bullet. I spent 38 quid on 10, 15... How many buckets did I get? 10 buckets I got. 38 quid for 10 buckets. I know, it's probably not worth it. Then my good old friend Danny at Grow Up, not the Grapevine Garden, we're past that stage, aren't we? At Grow Up, said, I'll buy you some buckets, Freddie. So I'm so very happy that Danny at Grow Up brought me 10 buckets. And he sent me a link, and they was from eBay. They was £35. I paid £38 off Amazon. What a rip-off. I could have saved myself an extra 3 quid. So I'm going to get mine off eBay just because they're going to be that little bit cheaper. But I'm going to say I'm very thankful to Danny. He is so generous and so kind to spending that money on me. And I think go check his channel over. I'll chuck a little thing on the screen now. But go check his channel. He is one of the best people I've ever met. He's so nice. So I think he deserves a subscribe and a comment, a share and a like. So go do all of that. This next variety here is called King Edward. Another one of my ones you'll never not catch me growing. They're just so lovely. Oop, I dropped one. He may not grow now. I get all my potatoes from a garden centre. I know people go to all potato day and all that, but I just get mine from a garden centre. They do have the ones where you can pick it out by yourself, but I usually just wing it by bag just because it's easier and it's also cheaper this way, so I can, get more. But that's how I do it. I'm hoping growing them in the buckets is going to be better in the ground, because I did have lovely, these are a Harry variety, never heard of that variety. So I'm going to grow it and give it a try this year. But I've never thought of growing them in buckets until this year. But I've done them all in the ground. It's perfect. You don't have to go and buy all fancy buckets and that. You can just do them in the ground. Right, I need something to put these in. Little seed tray. Perfect. I've got a smaller one. Just gonna use this Hugh Richards one. Hugh Richards seed tray, which I'm just gonna use So when am I going to plant these? So as I said, my first earlies, they could be planted just now, they could be planted early March, through till March. And then your second earlies can be planted in, let's say the last week of March. I might get another bag of these. Well, that'll be more buckets, more money. And then your main crop, or your second early, the main crop, they get planted about April, the first week of April, and throughout April. So there we have it, all these different potato crops here, which I'm going to be growing in these buckets, which I'm so excited for. I'm going to have 20 outside there, and then I'm going to have 15 on the allotment. And I'm so excited to grow these this year, and I can't wait. So if you be so generous and so nice to like, subscribe and comment, and I shall see you very soon. See you later.